In recent years, within the global security environment, the issue of the rising cost of missile defense has drawn significant attention. Interceptor missiles are extremely expensive, sometimes costing hundreds of millions of yen per shot. Meanwhile, as cheaper offensive systems continue to spread, the burden on the defensive side is rapidly increasing. Amid this situation, a next generation technology that is once again attracting attention is the electromagnetic weapon known as the railgun. And today, Japan is one of the few countries conducting real sea demonstration research on this technology. So, what exactly is a railgun? What is a railgun? A railgun is a weapon that accelerates projectiles using electromagnetic force rather than gunpowder. By sending a massive electric current between two rails, the generated electromagnetic force, the Lorentz force, pushes the projectile forward at extreme speed. Its defining feature is velocity. Compared to conventional shells, railguns can launch projectiles at several times the speed of sound. This system enables characteristics that traditional weapons did not have: small projectiles traveling at hypersonic speeds, long range capability, simple projectiles that do not rely on explosives. Differences from conventional artillery. One of the most important characteristics of a railgun is that even without complex guidance systems like missiles, its sheer speed can generate immense destructive power. Traditional artillery accelerates shells using chemical energy from explosives. To increase power in conventional guns, more gunpowder must be used, which requires thicker and heavier barrels to withstand pressure. In contrast, a railgun instead uses electrical energy supplied from a power source, accelerating projectiles to extreme speeds through electromagnetic force. So it can theoretically increase velocity and kinetic energy simply by increasing electrical current without relying on explosive pressure. In other words, a railgun is fundamentally different from explosion-based weapons. It relies on pure kinetic energy. Because the projectile itself is typically a solid metal kinetic round without explosives, the cost per shot can be kept relatively low. For these reasons, railguns are being researched worldwide as a next generation long range artillery system. Japan's latest development status. In Japan, basic railgun research has long been conducted primarily by the Acquisition, Technology, and Logistics Agency, ATLA. In recent years, the project has entered a new phase with sea based firing tests, moving toward practical shipboard operation. Following earlier testing in 2023, ATLA released footage in January 2026 showing offshore firing trials conducted aboard the test vessel Asuka. This demonstrated that live fire evaluations assuming naval deployment are continuing. Current development focuses on practical implementation challenges such as power integration and rail durability. Japan's program has moved beyond basic concept validation and has entered an operational evaluation phase. Meanwhile, the U.S. Navy, once a leader in railgun development, has effectively stepped back from weaponization due to issues such as power demands, component lifespan, and cost. As a result, very few countries continue live shipboard firing evaluations, and Japan is currently the only nation publicly releasing footage of such sea trials. Based on current progress, practical deployment is envisioned sometime in the 2030s. Why Japan is investing in railguns. Japan's interest in railgun development is closely tied to changes in the security environment. In recent years, new threats such as hypersonic weapons and high speed missiles have emerged, making interception increasingly difficult. In such conditions, a defense strategy relying solely on expensive interceptor missiles may not be sustainable over the long term. As mentioned earlier, railguns could enable interception using relatively low cost projectiles, potentially expanding defensive options. Japan's geography as an island nation also makes railguns particularly compatible with maritime defense. In addition, the technology overlaps with fields where Japan has strong expertise, such as high power energy systems and advanced materials engineering, which further drives ongoing research. Future outlook: railguns have already entered the stage of sea base firing tests, but several challenges remain before practical deployment. According to ATLA's published roadmap, development is proceeding step by step. Starting from electromagnetic acceleration research, the current focus includes offshore firing demonstrations and evaluation of sustained firing performance. Technically, establishing complete firing control, from internal barrel ballistics to stable external flight and terminal trajectory, is a major development objective. At the same time, efforts are underway to miniaturize and improve efficiency in high power energy systems, with future ship mounted and vehicle mounted applications in mind. The long term roadmap aims for optimized onboard operation tailored to different platforms, such as ships and land vehicles. Significance as a technology beyond military use. The significance of railgun development does not lie solely in weaponization. Technologies involved, such as ultra high power energy control, heat resistant and wear resistant materials, advanced electromagnetic control systems, have potential applications in fields like energy infrastructure and space development. In this sense, railgun research is both a defense technology project and a large-scale engineering demonstration of next-generation technologies. Accumulating these foundational technologies may also contribute to future industrial competitiveness. Conclusion: railguns are no longer confined to science fiction. They are entering the stage of real-world technological validation. Japan's ongoing research represents not just the development of a new weapon, but the fusion of next-generation defense systems and advanced engineering. Many challenges remain before full deployment, but progress in this field is becoming an important indicator of the future direction of defense technology and technological competition. Japan's railgun program stands as a symbolic project reflecting the country's current position as a technology-driven nation. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to Deep Focus Japan for more videos on Japanese society and current issues.